Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now I want to take you to a video about something that William Samoei Ruto said the moment he took over the office.
To announce that this marks the end of the politics of deceit and the politics of betrayal. We want the politics of the Kenya of the future. Every leader must be held to account on what they say.
What he said thereafter was that he was going to respect the former president. I also wish to take you to this statement that was made today, the 10th of June 2024 by CASTELLANOS. CASTELLANOS is the former spokesperson of the State House, but now is working under the office of the fourth President UHURU Kenyatta, I think as a media personnel or a spokesperson also. So just listen to what CASTELLANOS had to say.
Now, what the government spokesperson did not clarify is that the vehicles allocated to the former president for personal use were not new. They were in fact the cars that were part of his motorcade when he left Kasarani during the inauguration ceremony. And this was agreed upon by State House, that the former president uses these vehicles on transitional basis as they begin the process of procuring new vehicles as stipulated in the Presidential Benefits Act. Just a point of note as well, the late President Daniel Arap Moi and the late President Mwai Kibaki were allocated and maintained more than double the number of vehicles that have been allocated to the third retired president to ensure optimum running of his office. Fuel cards were given, however, they were cancelled and blocked by State House since March 2023.
So in that short video, ladies and gentlemen, CASTELLANOS is simply trying to expose the frustrations that William Samoei Ruto is exerting on Uhuru Kenyatta, going by what she has said there. You know, the issue of the cards being cancelled, the fuel cards being cancelled, no maintenance on the cars which Uhuru Kenyatta is using. You see, this is a shift from what the current spokesperson Isaac Mwaura said. So I want us to extensively dig deep into this matter and also make a reference to what Isaac Mwaura said previously, because according to Isaac Mwaura, he made a different statement from what CASTELLANOS said, and this is also differently from what William Ruto promised when he took over the office. So before you do that, please take one of your seconds, go down there and like this video. That is the only way you support the work of our channel, and that is the only way YouTube gets to share this video to so many other people. And if you are a viewer who hasn't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to our channel, and to existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. CASTELLANOS released a very, very elaborate statement, a press briefing, and she was talking about the things which Isaac Mwaura said in his previous press briefing. And Isaac Mwaura tried to defend the government from the blames which are already circulating that they are mistreating the office of the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya, talking about Uhuru Kenyatta.
Muigai Kenyatta has received a lump sum payment of 48 million Kenya shillings, equivalent to 1 year's salary for each of the 2 terms he has served, is by law entitled to 4 vehicles at the expense of the state, whereas the former First Lady, Her Excellency Mama Ngina Kenyatta, is also entitled to enjoy half the benefits of a retired president as a spouse to a former head of state. The office of the third retired president, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and Her Excellency Mama Ngina Kenyatta have a total of 12 vehicles at the expense of the state or funded by the state. These are 2 Toyota Land Cruisers with a 4,000cc engine. The minimum is 3,000, but you can see that one. 1 Mercedes-Benz 5,000cc, 4 Toyota Prados 2,700cc engine, 2 Range Rovers 4,200 engine cc.
Now, we know Uhuru Kenyatta has been doing a lot of international trips as a peacemaker. Now, the recent assignment was the one in South Africa, where he went there to, be the lead of the observer missions there in South Africa, where Cyril Ramaphosa, the president there, failed to secure the needed votes to form a government. And going by what is happening there, it's alleged that Cyril Ramaphosa reached out to certain other politicians, political parties, talking about DEA. He reached out to EFF. He reached out to so many other parties, but failed to reach out to Zuma's party to form a coalition government. But that is just a story for the politics of South Africa. But on to this statement that Kanzedena has released. You know, if what Kanzedena has said is true, then it can only mean that the office of the fourth president is being mistreated.
The two Toyota Land Cruisers, like stated in the statement, one Mercedes-Benz and one Range Rover that is in use by the former First Lady Mama Margaret Kenyatta. The 4 Toyota Prados that have been mentioned are in use as follows. 3 are used by the security detail that was given to the president, the former president, and 1 Toyota Prado that is being used by the office, as well as 1 Subaru Forester. Now, what the government spokesperson did not clarify is that the vehicles allocated to the former president for personal use were not new. They were in fact the cars that were part of his motorcade when he left Kasarani during the inauguration ceremony. And this was agreed upon by State House, that the former president uses these vehicles on transitional basis as they begin the process of procuring new vehicles as stipulated in the Presidential Benefits Act. That is 2 new vehicles of the retired president's choice, replaceable every 3 years, and each car having an engine capacity not exceeding 3,000 cc's. 2 four-wheel drive motor vehicles of the retired president's choice, also replaceable every 3 years, each vehicle having an engine capacity of 3,000 to 4,000 cc's. Just a point of note as well, the late President Daniel Arap Moi and the late President Mwai Kibaki were allocated and maintained more than double the number of vehicles that have been allocated to the 3rd retired president to ensure optimum running of his office. There were fuel cards that were issued, and the fuel cards were given, as well as the maintenance of the vehicles, but that has not been done because the cards were blocked in the month of March 2023 to date, that is. I'll take that again. The fuel cards were given, however, they were cancelled and blocked by State House since March 2023 to date.
Now, if Ruto said this was not going to happen, so the question is, why is it happening? And who is telling the truth? Is it Kanzedena? Is it Isaac Mwaura? Who is telling the truth? The vehicles that Kanzedena has pointed out there, those 4 vehicles, according to Kanzedena, those are the vehicles which Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta used after during the transition period. And according to the constitution, Uhuru is supposed to receive new vehicles for his office as the former the former president of the Republic of Kenya. But if what Kanzedena is saying is true, then it means Isaac Mwaura is not telling the Kenyans the truth and is simply defending the government. Because so many people have been seeing these things, blame games over and over again. If again what Kanzedena is saying is true, it means the people like Kanzedena, the government has refused to confirm them as employees. Because according to Kanzedena, she appeared a bit bitter. She has not been confirmed. And again, what happens is that Uhuru seems to be paying certain people from his pocket. You know, it's as if Uhuru is financing the office, according to what Kanzedena has said. And if you listen to the statement I shared, about the video I shared, then you'll agree with me that if that is the case, then Uhuru seems to be doing more than what people think. Now, if the constitution permits the president to have an office, the former president, and if the constitution permits the president to have new cars, new office of the choice, as long as the office meets the budget recommended, what is wrong with that? Personally, I think Isaac Mwaura is not telling us something here. He ought to have told us everything so that Kenyans can actually be privy to certain information, which Kenyans are not privy to. What Kanzedena said in that statement personally, Namone Uhuru Uruma, being the former president, he also be given respect. He has done his job, he did his job well, and many people now believe that Uhuru did his job well. We're not saying that Ruto is not doing his job. Ruto is also doing his job according to what he believes in, and at the end of the day, people will rate him. When he does finish his term, people will now rate him, because now people are rating him negatively. But maybe it depends with how he'll handle matters going forward. But right now, of course, the rating is not favorable to him. In fact, that's why most people think that Uhuru is better than Ruto. I don't know about that, but you have the facts with you and you can tell from yourself, and maybe you can go below the comment section and tell us whether you think that is the case. Personally, I can't make a judgment on that. But what Kanzedena has released, it's the issue of fuel cards being cancelled or blocked, means you can't use them. This is a frustration. Is this the case of what Rigathi Gachagua is talking about? Because Rigathi Gachagua all of a sudden, changed tune, and he was all of a sudden defending Uhuru Kenyatta. Could it be that Rigathi had noticed that that is what was happening? The truth of the matter is that, and I said this previously, and most political pundits, political analysts have talked about it, is that there could be a possibility that the people in Mount Kenya are being used to fight their own leaders, whereas the people in Rift Valley are not being used to fight their own. There's the Moi family also in Rift Valley. I've never heard about anything regarding such kind of benefits that have been suspended, that have not been shared. I've not heard about that. But whenever you hear these stories from Mount Kenya, one gets to wonder, then why is this the case? Why is it the people of Mount Kenya are being used to fight their own? I think it's high time they woke up. Maybe Rigathi Gachagua has suddenly woken up and said that our own son cannot be fought like this, and we just sit and watch. So that's why you can say that kuna hii mambo ya sudden change of heart towards Uhuru, sudden change of heart towards the opposition people. Now Rigathi Gachagua seems to be aligning himself with these other factions, realizing that that is the only faction that he can align himself with. The other faction, the government, is not respecting him, according to Rigathi Gachagua, that is. So, ladies and gentlemen, the fuel cards were cancelled. Why? Just go below the comment section and tell us, what do you think the fuel cards could have been cancelled? Why is that the case? I'd like to rest my case there, but perhaps if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. So until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.